Hello everyone. Today we are going to install a Homelink system to open the garage door in a Chevy Bolt. So this is a 2020 Premier, and as you can see, I'll show you here in a minute, it does not have a Homelink system, which is kind of surprising for a 2020 model. So as you see, nothing is in here. Usually they would put the Homelink. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install a Homelink system right here. There's an empty space. I'm going to pull this out and install that over here. So what I found through links online, this is the model. It's a Gentex Homelink system. And you can find one that's just has, this one has gray. You can have one that has all kinds of colors. This one just comes with the gray one. So it has a gray cover, but you can find one with a black, and I can't remember what the other color was. So in there you have the main system, which is going to be this. This is what's going to go in there. And then all the wiring and the covers and some instructions. So what will happen is this will eventually go up here. And it will kind of look like it was factory made. Okay, and so first thing you'll need to do is get some good tools to undo it, which I have handy here. You can use tools like these, very handy to take those apart. All right, let's see if this comes out. Use some of these tools I have. Should be able to clip this out. One. OnStar part comes off first. Okay. There we go. All right. So here's what's on the inside. Let me zoom out here. Sorry, the lighting is not the best in here. But as you can see, there are the clips. Plastic clip. So here's the cable that goes to the microphone. And so basically just slide this there. And then you'll have to, I've already nudged this out, but you can pull out the microphone. And that way, that will be out of the way. Now we're left with this one. Okay, so next up we have the connection that goes to the lights. And so for this one, there's a little red tab. Just pull it back, or click, and then just need to push down that little tab. Push down on here, and it'll come out. It's not easy doing this with one hand. If you push down on this little tab, it'll come out. There we go. And so now you're left with the whole OnStar situation here that we have to also remove. But you need now to figure out in which of these wires we're going to use power the OnStar. Now, an article I read had I think a red and white cable. It's probably this one right here. Time to get the multimeter. Just a note on the wiring harness that comes with it. Of course, at the very end, you have the connector here that will go to the module. And on the other side here, you'll have the black, which basically goes to ground, and that we can drill basically a hole in the metal. So if we look at here, what we can do is we can drill a little hole to ground it on this. And then the red wire, this is what powers the Homelink functions. And the white wire here is for the backlighting. So basically we'll have some backlights on the actual buttons. And all this is the manual. I can post, hey, I'll just do a quick video there. If you want to pause it, that shows you what each wire does. And then there's a wireless pin out here. There you go. All right, so to check the voltage here, what I did is I'm using a multimeter. I'm putting it, it's going to be looking for 12 volts, so we're going to put it here at 20. And then you basically put the black wire to the ground, which would be up there. I'm going to put it to the frame of the car. And then what I did is these are tiny little holes, of course. So I put in a needle, and then you use the other side of your multimeter. Sorry, this is hard to film and basically put it on there to find the 12 volt constant. And so if I put it on there, here we go, we've got about 12 volts. So we've got constant 12 volts there. What I found is that, let me remove these. On mine, we had 12 volt constant on this yellow and white wire, and the first two wires here, there's a green one and a gray one. Then the two following ones did not have any power. The fourth one actually had power when the lights turn on. So that has 12 volts when the door is open, for example. It will power on. But we want constant. I wanted to have one that would only turn on when the power is on, but that didn't change a thing. So we're probably going to have to pull from this yellow and white wire or the green wire, which is a 12 volt constant. Okay, now the two wires are now stripped. And so now we're going to be able to connect everything together. So since I could not find at least in the lighting connection, something that would turn on only when the power is turned on. If you connect the white wire, you'll have the lights, which is nice, but of course they'll never turn off, and that will drain your battery. So unfortunately in this case, and anyway, just to save battery power, I guess, we won't use the white wire to control the lighting. So it's a downside at this point for this, but I mean, the functionality is there, so. Okay, so not using the white wire, so we won't drain the battery. And so we're connecting the red wire from the home kit to white wire. I kind of did a split here, so I'd have a bit more wire because it's kind of short. And use the white and yellow wire. That's constant 12 volts. And the ground is hooked up over there. I actually didn't drill a hole at this point. There's a free hole, so I put it there. And then now we're gonna kind of put this back together. And the cable's kind of long, so we'll have to kind of try to see if we can put it back here and just secure it down somehow. Okay, so they provide a whole bunch of one template you can use is the one that's thin, because the other ones are foam pieces. But so you can basically do an outline, and actually it will fit pretty well between these two tabs here. If you kind of put it that way, that'll be straight. And we can, I'm going to use a Dremel to cut this through, but it's an easy way to just put it there as a guide, and then use a pen or a Sharpie and just outline that outside of it. I'm going to go ahead and cut out this. I'm going to cut out this template here. One of the good tools for this is if you have a Dremel. That will help a lot to cut it that way. And of course, it's easier if you take this whole thing off. I just didn't want to disconnect all the whole OnStar system, so I'm going to just put something here, and I'm going to cut through this, and then we're going to clean it up a little bit and go from there. Well, I think I'm going to have an issue here. The hole's done and everything, and this will fit back here. The problem I'm going to probably have is fitting this module here, which I didn't think of, which might not fit in this area because of the two tabs here. So I'm going to see what I can do, especially with the cord also coming out here. That might be an issue too. So I might have to remove this and move it back. Well, we'll see. And this is with the buttons installed. So on the back it will kind of look like this. I haven't undone the glue yet for this one, but that's how it would look in theory. Now if we can get the rest on there, we should be good to go. So since I miscalculated this and it won't fit because these are going to be in the way, I'm going to use my Dremel to kind of sand them down a little bit so it will fit just in there between. Definitely not how I planned it, especially having to trim down these tabs, but it's kind of the only way I'm going to be able to fit the Homelink system in there. So continue to work on this and connect everything together. There's that put on. Now we should be able to click this in there and fit in between. All right, module is installed. I put some padding at the bottom. I put some padding over here. And then the cable is so long, I've kind of wound it up here. Use a zip tie to kind of keep these together. And now we're just going to shove everything back in there, reconnect the cables. Microphone's back in place. Everything's going to be tucked up there. And then we're going to just clip everything back in. And here is the finished product. And then to program Homelink, basically what you do is you get your remote from your garage. And what you're going to do is you're going to press the button to open your garage door and the Homelink button at the same time. The little light will flash until it becomes a solid light, and then it'll be programmed. And then once that's done, you may have to hold it a while for it to catch it. So, and then just press it once it's ready, just to see if it works. Now, if you've got a rolling code, my other garage door opener, you have to do the same procedure. So press the two of them. And then once that's done, you have to go onto the garage door opener. There's a button there that you have to push to program the garage on the actual garage door opener. You push that button, and then you come back to the car, and you push this button 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and then that should catch the code, and then that garage door will be open, all set. So there's 2 ways of doing it. You may have to program it 2 ways if it's a rolling code on the garage door opener. All right. I hope that helps, and any questions or comments, just let me know.